first PowerPoint is going to be this one. So
We're live right now?
Huh? Oh, no, because I haven't. So this
okay.
is, remember, this is what the public sees. So right here is what is in play. This is what's on deck. So right now, all of YouTube is seeing this, and then as soon as he hits the gavel, it'll transfer it over.
Okay.
We'll do roll call, vision statement, no pledge. So, do you want? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so start on stream. So right now, like I said, anybody that logs on to YouTube, this is all that they see. And then all we got to do when he hits the gavel. How you doing?
Pretty good. I've got a couple things that they'll see.
Okay, during the meeting or the actual meeting?
Yeah.
Do you have the thumb drive?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Okay.
And one of them's a PowerPoint. The other one is a video. It's kind of heavy, so you probably want to pull it
Yeah,
up.
we don't have a vlog or...
It won't have any volume. It's just a
Okay.
image. So you might want to get it up and make sure that it's actually going up.
Okay, I'll have two. I'll pull it up in a minute. Okay, it's minimized because they're getting ready to
Check easy.
they're getting ready to start another class here that I'm getting ready to put up. And then, because the first 30 minutes is a training period.
Okay.
And then at 6, we'll start this actual meeting.
Okay.
So here in a second, I'll get that pulled up.
So
I've got
there
this.
should be the two latest date things in there, but there's a lot in there. So
Okay.
let's see. This is the PowerPoint City Hall presentation.
Okay.
And then, I don't actually see. Check this Cleveland folder up here and see if that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And that's a big bad boy.
Okay. I can't.
You could probably start it downloading because it's a zip file. Let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, that's good. It's already there. Yeah, so you can close that.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was at the office. It takes like 5 minutes to download.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be good, and then once they're done with this first part, they've got 2 classes that they're doing, and then I do believe y'all are number
8 or 9.
let's see, 6, number 6.
6. All that stuff's pretty simple.
Basically, you just come over here and speak like this also. You basically put 4 in our bag, and this one right here. Yes, sir.
Does mine here look okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you. Okay, good.
It's time.
All right, we ready? Okay, Scott, you want to go ahead and
Yeah, we're good.
video?
Now we're at it.
Okay, Mayor and Council, if you remember last month, we started going over and looking at our vision and mission statement as part of our strategic plan efforts. And so we began that process. We went over the different elements within our strategic plan, and we came up and we had our workshop, Strategic Planning Workshop Council almost a year ago. And so tonight, we're going to be looking specifically at the vision statement. So, it's hard to read. So tonight, our goal is we're going to review the key elements of the core culture and vision. Once again, we kind of went over them last time to make sure that those are still relevant to today. But then we're applying those to the vision statement. And so over the last month, our committee has been placed in charge of this, which is Alice and Angela and Mary, Tony, and myself have met several times on this to try to come up with a draft. So you'll see what our draft statement is for you to review. And then you'll get an opportunity to review and make your own changes. And then tonight, after that, then we'll move forward. So, again, our core culture and values that we had done and kind of reiterated and reviewed last month is to be inclusive, to be unified, to be family friendly, be involved, be caring, be trustworthy, have integrity and honesty, and be supportive. And so we need to make sure that we're looking at those values as we look into our vision statement as well. And then the vision statement elements that we had come up with is a city of diversity, both in people and in opportunities, an excellent quality of life in both amenities and in our parks, a safe city where our children want to stay, a place that has ample job opportunities, with excellent infrastructure, utilities, streets, connectivity, and walkability. We have quality educational opportunities and quality health care. And so, again, the committee has met several times. We even brought in and recruited AI on numerous occasions. I will tell you that I still believe the actual brain of humans is better than AI. There's nothing that AI came up with is better than what we came up with. But it does give you a lot of input, a lot of direction, and things to think about. And so what we ended up with for you to review tonight and maybe make some changes and recommendations is the following. So remember, the vision statement is where we are going. And so the vision of Cleveland is to be a family-friendly, inclusive, and vibrant community that is safe. A culturally diverse city where families thrive for generations. Fostering economic growth, excellent quality of life with educational opportunities, health care, and amenities, while preserving our rich history and natural resources. And so, again, after probably 20 or 30, maybe even 50 edits and revisions and moving sentences around, and is this the right word, is this the right thing, we came up with this statement. And so, when you look at the very first sentence here, this was what we kind of thought was the main focus. And that's that Cleveland is a family-friendly, inclusive, and vibrant community that is safe. That was kind of the main thing that we wanted to put out there. And you have that first statement was going to set that image. So that's kind of what we wanted. And then we moved in, the next level was kind of that culturally diverse city where families thrive for generations. So again, we're hitting that family, which is a priority, is both our core values. We're looking at the serving generations, so it's multiple generations, a place where kids want to stay and continue to be here and grow. And then we went to that last part that kind of wrapped it all up, and that's that economic growth, the excellent quality of life that we have. And having that excellent quality of life means that you have excellent educational opportunities, excellent health care, and excellent amenities that keeps your kids and your families here. And then, of course, we ended with preserving our rich history and natural resources. So, with that, we present our draft vision statement for y'all to kind of look at and review. And so, do you have any suggestions, any comments, any recommendations, any tweaks that you feel needs to be done on this, or your thoughts on the initial draft vision statement that we've come up with?
I like it. So coming from a social studies teacher, like it gives all the factors. You have culture, you have economics. That's two major things that runs people to a city. So that's it.
Again, we try to bring in that culture that we have, and we have our core values, as well as what the idea was vision. And so there are some things on the culture that we have not addressed yet, but those are more, the things that we didn't address are more like action items, and those will be things that we will then try to include in the mission statement, which gets us to that vision. So the mission statement is what gets you to the vision. So a lot of those will be incorporated in the mission statement as we try to do this. And so we kind of broke those core values into things that are, are real, are actual things, and then things that are action. And the action items we kind of try to push off of the mission to be done later. But if y'all are good with that, then our next couple of steps that we're going to be doing is December, we're going to bring to you a mission statement that we're going to work on and draft for y'all to review and then critique as well. And then in January, we will be doing our next quarterly strategic plan update, and we plan on having the council at that time adopt both the mission statement and the vision statement for the city. And then, over the next couple of months, we're going to charge the department heads to draft a mission statement for their department that ties their department back into the vision and mission of the city. And then when we do the next quarterly strategic plan update, we will then present those mission statements to the council from each department of how it ties into the mission statement. So with that is all we have. And we have the top questions or anything. And then we'll go to our next agenda item, which Robert's going to do first.
Mayor Council, I'd like to talk to you about our facility maintenance program and kind of what we're doing right now and kind of what our current is and what we're going to be proposing in this coming future here. But right now, y'all believe y'all have this sheet in your packages. Right now, we currently have a library service worker. We have a civic center event worker. We have a full-time civic center worker that he was hired in, I believe, October 31st. Right now, in our house cleaning that we have, and that we have outsourced, we're doing contract labor, and really we don't have a contract with this cleaning service. So I guess it would be like on a month-to-month basis. But she's been doing this for, I think, 2 or 3 years. And right now, we're currently paying for custodian contract services $41,120.16. That's our annual there. Go down through here on what we're currently doing in our current operations. This Civic Center event worker, we have $22,000, and plus the benefits is like $24,000. Libraries $25,074. We have the one we just hired on October 31st. It is $52,240. But I'm gonna go over what's budgeted here shortly. And then we have an open position that has not been filled in the past 3 months. $25,074.69. Which that comes to an annual of $167,928.34. What I would like to do is, in the full, and I'm going to comment on the one we just hired in October. right now we're paying that, the 54,844, that was budgeted, I want y'all to understand, that was budgeted, $60,034.18. So we have a savings there, we came in under what it was, so we have a little money right there. So going back to this, look at what we're proposing. If we turn this into an in-house clean, we'd like to hire 2 more new-time people, turn them into facility maintenance workers, worker 1, worker 2. The current lady, she cleans City Hall, Police Station, Public Works, and Animal Control. If we go into this new proposed operation, what we'd like to do, we'll turn the one to the library. That would be a facility maintenance worker at an annual $25,074.69. The Civic Center, facility maintenance worker, budgeted $24,418.76. Civic Center, this is going to be, we'd like to turn this deal into a crew leader. His annual budget is $54,844.43. Like I say, remember that's under budget is what we was put in the budget for the year. And then hire 2 new people. They would come in as part-time employees, and their annual pay would be $25,074.69, and then that would be for each of them. Now, we would like to place one where they work at the City Hall, keep one here most of the time. The other one would work for Public Works, Animal Control, and Police Station. But then again, they all would work through the Civic Center. They would help Miss Ashley, and they could the library as well. If we go to that, that would be an annual budget of $179,561.94. That's a difference of $11,633.60. But I want y'all to know what I was talking about a while ago, saving money. The full-time, we'd like to turn him into crew worker. He came in under what was budgeted anyway. So we have a savings there of $5,189. And he started in October 31st, so he came in after that budget. So we saved $4,218.80. And on the one-time, the part-time person that we hadn't filled in the past 3 months, that money has been there. So that's a savings of $6,268.68, which that would bring us through December of a savings of $15,677.23. That difference would be picked up. Now you see, if we would have a deficit over here of $11,600, we really saved that money. So we have the money in the budget for that. Now, we feel that the city and I feel that it would be to the benefit of the city to have this in-house, because we have somebody cleaning here on several hours a day, or either 2 or 3 hours in the police station, the library, civic center, and it could be, kept on top of it a lot better than what it's been lately. So, any questions?
Sounds good, Rob.
Well, I'd like to see this. I think it would be good for our city.
Yeah. The key to that is when you say saving money. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, but I hear that.
Well, in the long run, it would be better for our city. Yes, sir.
Well, and the money that's been saved is the position that's currently budgeted. And so the actual cost for this program would be more than what we currently pay. However, we believe the services outweigh what the benefits are and the cost, because right now, like for City Hall, the contract cleaner comes in Mondays and Thursday nights after hours. Whereas with this, we're going to have somebody here 20 hours a week. We'll have 2 part-time people that can address all the city facilities during the day. Plus, they'd be able to help with events and stuff after hours. And so we think that benefit alone is a huge benefit for our services and quality. We've received numerous complaints about the current cleaning of the facility. And so we hope we would be able, by having this in-house, be something that we can address and keep over. So it's one of the things that we truly believe will be a benefit. Now, the other thing that we're already addressed is that it's current. It's not a contract. So it's contract labor, but we don't actually have a contract with this person. And so the other option is that we don't want to bring it in-house, we did a contract it out, which means we have to put it out for bid. If we put it out for bid, it could cost more than what we're paying right now. And if that's the case, it could be more than that, and you're still with the contract labor, you're probably going to end up getting somebody who's going to be doing this after hours, not during the normal hours. And it wouldn't be somebody that you could address for different options. It definitely wouldn't be somebody that we could help with events or programming. It wouldn't be something that, we need to have a breakdown or set up somewhere else. For example, a library. Right now we've got a person that works a couple hours, a part-time hours over there that does facility maintenance. But when they have an event, we can have everybody go over there and move everything. The other day they had the pop-up market. Well, they had to completely move everything around so that they could have those kids in that program inside their library. That has to take place. They could have all gone over there and helped with that. Same thing with Ashley. When you're having an event at the activity center and you got to do a quick turnaround, you can have everybody go over there, break it down, clean it up, and set it back up for the next event, and you get it done a whole lot quicker than just having one person over there to do that. So there's a huge benefit. If somebody comes in, to City Hall and you have in the lobby and have something happen, you have to wait for the custodial people to come in, and that may be 2 or 3 days later before it actually gets addressed. And there's a lot of detail stuff that we think that could be done as well with these. And so there's some of that deep cleaning. That, right now we just get general cleaning, but we need to have somebody to shampoo our carpets, to wax our floors, and strip our floors. You go in and you go to the water faucets and you get calcium to it. So go in and deep clean some of those faucets and stuff. That's more of a deep clean that we're not getting right now. But with that, we would be able to see that with this in-house opportunity. So the idea would be that the 2 part-time people would roughly get scheduled for about 20 hours a week each, and that would give them 9 hours a week that would be flexible, whether they work events or that's where they can do some of this deep cleaning, where it's maybe painting some walls that may need to be painted, or doing some of this deep cleaning stuff that we need to have. So we feel that the benefit is great for the city to be able to go this direction.
So the one we have, like I say, comes in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and probably 3 or 4 hours a day. So, you're looking at maybe 8 hours a week that we're getting. And we have had incidents where things have happened, and it would be a few days before we get things cleaned up. But then also, too, I think some of us, including myself, we've all jumped in there and had to clean some things up. So this would help us a lot.
And council, this is a workshop only, so consensus or feedback, with no official action.
Right.
Sounds good, Robert.
And so, as Marion says, as we don't have a forum tonight, what we would do, if you want us to move forward with the in-house, we would bring this back in December for you to actually to give official direction for us to go forward with that. And then once we get official direction, then we can provide notice and start working on hiring those people. Any other questions or directions? Yeah.
Definitely.
That's all we got. We got a few
Okay,
minutes.
we're gonna take about a 10-minute break and we'll start our monthly meeting here in about 10 minutes. So we can take a break.
I'm going to transition back. I'm going to turn off the microphone. Okay.
Yeah.
just in case.
I don't know if that's my truck or not.
Set tonight either. Only right next to me, so I'm sorry. I wish they would. I've never seen and no fire. I've never seen it
So now, so we got his PowerPoint ready. We've got and the video. Okay. All right. So your stuff will be all
It just makes everything set up for smooth flowing. It's smooth flowing. Okay.
I think what you're thinking is
Oh yeah. I got it on pause right
What time will we resume? 3 minutes? Okay.
Martin, you can make a presentation. Can you make it all?
We all looked at it today. None of us got it. Just got it.
I'm in it. I still
set. Okay, what's first? 10-year?
Where are we at on here?
We haven't started yet. We're about to.
Okay.
So what's first? So the 10-year presentation.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we got that here.
So the roll call, invocation, and pledge, then the 10-year presentation.
Okay, so now, so that's good. Let's just set this in here for right now. Let me ask Scott how he wants to do this. Guess it's gonna be everyone to get it, so yeah, it's heavy.
Oh, yeah. Bang.
It's sweet. Yeah, it's heavy.
This guy.
It's solid glass. And the box is light. Might need somebody to help carry it out.
And this one goes to...
Oh yeah, Mr. Bob Bartlett.
Okay.
And then that should be number 2. No,
For the...
this one.
Oh, this one? Yeah. That one's Mr. Knox. That one is...
And I'll take pictures.
Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting ready to restart. Oh no. You want to hand it to him? You want me to hand it to him?
It doesn't matter. I didn't know.
No, hand it to him.
Oh, great. Is
Can
it
you give
Brandon?
yes, Brandon.
I like the sweater.
He's our volunteer from Cleveland High School. He's
Oh,
volunteer
very
hours.
nice.
I'm
You might? You want to hand one to each one of the council?
Oh yeah, what am I handing out exactly?
1 and 1.
Okay.
Thank you, Brandon.
Do you need them?
There's...
Oh, these as well.
Oh. All right, I'll give you a hand. Follow behind me.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we're all set.
Good evening and welcome to our monthly council meeting, November 21st, 2023. We do have a quorum present tonight. Mr. Lowry, will not be here tonight. We have everyone else on the board. And, excuse me, I'm going to ask Mr. Wilbur if he would pray tonight, and I'm going to ask Mr. Buckley.
So y'all over Wilbur.
I'm sorry, but he is Wilbur. I get him. He'll give me a pass. I've been knowing him since kindergarten. And we're going to ask Mr. Buckley to do the play. Oh, it's right. Got me off. Yeah, we're going to start with a prayer tonight. Lenora service. I'm all off track tonight.
I'm so good with that. All right, we'll bow our head. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today seeking your divine guidance and wisdom as our city council meeting takes place. We ask for your presence to be with each council member, filling their hearts and minds with compassion, integrity, and genuine desire to serve the community. Grant them clarity of thought and open-mindedness as they deliberate on important matters that affect the well-being of our city. Help them to work together harmoniously, putting aside personal agendas and focusing on the greater good. Lift up their spirits, giving them strength and perseverance to tackle difficult decisions and find constructive solutions. We pray for unity among city council members, that they may set aside differences and collaborate for the betterment of our city. Bless each council member with discernment so that they may make sound decisions that promote justice, equality, and prosperity for all the citizens of Cleveland. May these actions reflect true servant leadership, guided by wisdom and fairness. We also ask for your blessings upon the residents of our city. Grant them patience and understanding as they await the outcomes of the city council meeting. Help us, the community, to actively participate in local governance and support our elected representatives in their efforts. Lord, we place our trust in your divine plan and pray that your will be done in our city council meeting. May it be a source of progress, collaboration, and positive change. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I want to thank Mrs. Lenora Purvis. She's from the Heavens Army, home of Amazing Grace. And ma'am, we thank you very much for praying for us tonight. And God bless you. Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Warwick
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we have item number 3, presentation of 10-year anniversary from Mr. Joshua Knox. I think I met him. And Joshua, we just like to thank you, man, for your service.
Yes, sir.
And as I told you earlier, you have one of the most important jobs in Cleveland, what you do. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, now Scott has a presentation. It's something that we're starting now. It'll be our Employee of the Month.
Correct. So this year, we're hoping to start, or we're planning on starting, an Employee of the Month program. And we definitely want to recognize all of our employees for all the hard work that they're doing. And so each month we're having all the employees submit nominations for Employee of the Month. And so this month is our first and inaugural Employee of the Month, and that is Angela Valdez. Congratulations.
Thank you, Angela.
One more, Mayor.
Oh, we got another one? Oh, okay. I'm thinking about my Thanksgiving dinner. Y'all kind of give me a little break tonight. I'm kind of going haywire. I want to bring our EDC director, Mr. Reynolds. I'd like for you to join, please. Mr. Bob Bartlett.
Goes back a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
And the school board meeting, and see you sitting there right now, sir.
Tell you what, this is
He's a great leader.
one of Cleveland's finest. He has worked with the city, with the schools. I mean, since I can remember, you know, I've been around about 60 years, 60 plus years.
53 for 5.
Yeah. And I can always remember Mr. Bartlett. But,
I want to tell one story.
come on, brother.
I've been knowing Bob for about 55 years. Mr. Wendell Kelly and Bob Bartlett, Bob was still in the service, married Wendell Kelly's daughter, but they moved over here from Beaumont because construction was booming. And I remember a time that we went over there and brought an airplane back. We had a 68 Nova that was Vicky's brother's, and we had a receiver hitch on the back of it. We took the wings off of this plane and drug this plane back to Cleveland to the airport without dragging it behind this Nova all the way to Beaumont. But our airport is what it is because of this man right here. He dedicated himself to our, and he saw a vision then, and he brought it all the way to where we are today. And I appreciate what Bob has done for our city.
You bet. Okay, once again, thank you, Mr. Bartlett.
Thank you, sir.
For your many years of service to our city, to our schools, to the community. You've been a blessing to a lot of people.
Well, we're glad we have you.
Yes, sir.
We couldn't be where we are today without the help of all of you people to help support so many things that we're involved in. And therefore, one of the great things that we do. And we enjoy working with city council, city, all the city employees, everybody that works so hard to make this thing happen. We have a wonderful airport. Thank you for helping.
Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to recognize Vicky Bartlett, Robert's wife. Behind every good man's a good woman. I'd like to recognize her.
Thank you. Okay. Excuse me, now we'll go ahead to item number 6. Tri-County Behavioral Health Care presentation by Mr. Evan Robertson and Pastor Paul Williamson.
I have the privilege to serve in Liberty County on the board of directors for Tri-County Behavioral Services. And I'm very excited about it. I live in Cleveland, Texas. I'm going to live here. I don't know about you. But I'm excited about something that's fixing to take place. I want you to know we're going to put a new facility in place here in town. I took the mayor and the city manager over a few weeks ago. We toured it. And we want you to see a little bit about what's coming. So Evan Robertson is executive director.
Council, Mayor, thank you for having me here today. It's good to be here. My voice is a little bit scratchy today, so I apologize. Normally I got one of those voices you hear across the room, but we'll see how it goes today. I am serve as the executive director of Tri-County Behavioral Health Care, which means that we're the local mental health authority, local intellectual disability authority that serves Cleveland, Texas. I want to let you know that anytime I can be responsive to you in any way on any issues, please ring me up, and I'd be glad to jump in and do anything that we can do to assist the city of Cleveland. I want to talk a little bit about a new facility we have coming here to the community. At the end of this, I've got a little video, a little artist mock of what it's hopefully going to look like here in a few months. So before I go any further, I just want to mention our board. We are a 3-county governmental entity. We have 3 appointed board members from each of our 3 counties. The 3 counties, of course, are Liberty, Montgomery, and Walker. And I'm proud to have Pastor Williamson here as one of our new board members from Liberty County. He does a great job representing Cleveland, Texas. And I'm always sure to remember, to make sure that we remember Cleveland is still over here, right? So we get a lot of like, hey, Cleveland. So I appreciate that voice. We actually, our board spent a lot of time making sure we have that voice. It's very important in the long, narrow Liberty County, where I always describe it as a cowboy boot, with Cleveland being up there where you pull your boot on, and the toe being out there near Denver somewhere, that you have representation of all that service area. So pleased to have that. I would point out that in Liberty County, both our chair and vice chair are from Liberty County as well. So many of you may know of our existing facility, or then again, you may not. I was in Walker County not that long ago, and the head of the hospital district said to me, "Do you have a building in our county?" And we'd only been there about 40 years. So sometimes our facilities were in a decent spot at one point, not so much anymore. This is a tragic example of what it looks like when you try to match the color of your logo to the outdoor paint of the building. We missed so bad that it matched a former logo color perfectly, and it looks horrid. Anyway, the facility's not really that bad on the inside, but as you know, I'm sure you know, the need for our services, the need for mental health services, whether they're ours or others, is intense right now. And we continue to see growth across all of our service areas. And honestly, it's really hard to know what's going on in Liberty County. There's so much speculation about what the population actually is over here versus what it says it is in the census. And so we know the needs are high. This building has met our needs for a long time, but we've seriously outgrown it. So it's a little hard to see on here. I'll use the laser because I have one, so why wouldn't I? We're right here. Cleveland schools are in front of us there, between us and 321. This is where our facility is currently located. Again, been there since the 70s, that building has been. We've remodeled it a few times, but it's kind of got some issues. So our board started looking at what we could do. We knew we needed more capacity to meet the needs of this area. And so really several years ago, pre-pandemic, we started our planning, and we were about to start construction when the pandemic hit, and we took a little break. So this is what our property looks like. It's a lovely piece of property. We've got pipelines on 2 sides of us there, and this is a little wedge, a pie-shaped wedge. You can see that this building, 11,000 square foot, is eating up most of the space. You can't really tell in this picture, but there is parking behind here. Currently, I have a portable building because I didn't want to be the only one in Cleveland without one. So we decided we'd go ahead and set one up. It adds an extra 2,000 square feet for us that we use. That specifically, we serve kids out of there. So we really don't even have as much space as it looks like on this picture. We did take a good look, the board took a good look at what it looked like if we scraped this site and started over right where we're at. But ultimately, we decided that was not the right decision. So we purchased this piece of property. This is the old Cessna dealership, I'm told. I don't remember that, but let's just say that that's somewhere over in here. And there's this piece of property back here that used to be some athletic fields, soccer fields. I will tell you, we have learned in our process of evaluating this property that the top end of this, the north end of this, is 8 foot taller than the south end. So you definitely wanted to be kicking the ball downhill. Whoever had the south end goal was at a serious disadvantage if they were defending. So anyway, we purchased this property. It's 4.26 acres. We purchased this in 2019, again, getting ready to construct it. That's about a useless picture. Believe it or not, that's the picture of the downstairs of the new facility, which will be about 36,000 square feet. It's a two-story building. These colors represent service areas, and I will try to show you briefly, but this yellow area is mental health adult. The green area in the back here is mental health, adult substance abuse. Over here we have intellectual disability services, what we used to call mental retardation, also here. And then the rest of this area is pretty much common space. We, by code, need to separate mental health adults from kids. So in some of our older facilities, what we did is we alternated days. So Monday is adult day and Tuesday is kids day. Well, that worked back in the 80s, but it doesn't work as well today because we have too much need to have both things going at the same time. This is the second floor. It's equally as useless of a picture on this image, but just know that this area is the kids area for mental health kids services, this is mental health, our kids' youth substance abuse treatment. We have quite a bit of open space that we can use for holding meetings. One of the things we know about Cleveland, Texas, is it's difficult to find a space to bring stakeholders together. We find that that's super important, and also we need to be talking more. And it's a shame that sometimes the hardest thing to do is find a place to actually have that meeting. So we found in Conroe, the facility we have there, in Huntsville, our building there, that open space to have meetings makes a big difference in the community and our relationships. So services, we're going to have mental health services of all types, both routine and crisis. We'll have it'll be an outpatient facility, so outpatient adults with what's called serious mental illness. They're more chronic forms of mental illness, things like schizophrenia. Outpatient services for kids that have serious emotional disturbance. That's not a diagnosis, that's a function level. So kids come in with all kinds of different diagnoses, but ultimately their functioning has reached a point where it's pretty significant. Then we have some substance abuse treatment services. I can't do those in our current facility because it won't meet the state's licensing guidelines. The facility's too old, and it doesn't have all of the right bathroom counter type heights and all that stuff to be able to do that. And then we'll have some services for veterans there. I think it's important to mention this is an outpatient facility. So every time I make a presentation, so far everybody said, "Oh, how many beds you have there?" Well, nobody's staying the night. Okay. So in Conroe, and we expect in Cleveland, we'll have kind of a 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Set up. Could go as late as 8 or 9 at night. Substance abuse groups are what usually go in the evenings. A lot of those folks have jobs, and they need, or kids who are in school and they need to have evenings or afternoon groups. We know there's a big need for substance abuse treatment in the community, and we know there's providers already. We just need to add to that mix. And I mentioned that it'll have a bunch of space for meetings. So this is an artist view inside of the foyer. One of the things we've done here in Cleveland, we try to do something different in every facility we have, is we'll have a big open foyer entrance. It's sort of like this room in here, actually. A lot of open space really makes key in the world of mental health is natural light and open space. People don't like to be in small cramped spaces with no lights or LED lights or whatever we have, right? So pretty much if you describe no natural light and non-open spaces, you pretty much describe our current building. So we're trying to go the other direction. And this is what a lobby would look like. This happens to be the kids' lobby. That's a kid picking out toys. Again, just an artist's image. I pretty much guarantee, I will just guarantee that we won't have white chairs in our kids' lobby. So just know that this is some architect getting creative, but doesn't necessarily represent what the final product will look like. But by having two lobbies, I can have services going for kids and adults at the same time in the same building, which is difficult to do where we're at today. So the building will look like that-ish, and I've got a little video that I'm going to show you here in a second. I got a couple more slides to go through. This building is designed by the same architects that designed our, we have a 90,000 square foot space in Conroe at one of our facilities, and it's the same architect. We really like what they did with our space there, and so we hired them again. I can also pretty much guarantee that there will be no Porsches or Volvos or BMWs. We said, can you step down the car just a little bit when you're doing these artist images, because it really gets us confused, and they said no. So our total project budget is about $11.5 million. I think the building will be 10 straight up. I will tell you, that was a $6 million building in 2019. So, price of everything has gone through the roof. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. And I will also tell you that this is a big number for our board. This is a big commitment to Cleveland, Texas, and North Liberty County. $11.5 million. It's about $1 million a year payment that we'll be making just for the facilities. So this is a pretty good investment for our board. And we expect to be done by December of 2024, hopefully. They're saying it could be as fast as 10 months. One of the challenges you have in today's construction environment is, again, you probably are all aware, is that getting an AC unit lead time on that is way out. The steel packages, all these things are not fast anymore. Nobody's got them stuck in their warehouses, so all these things take a while. And subject to some variability, December next year. So our project partners, we have Identity Architects, they do a great job for us. JLA Construction, a couple of those guys. The Alvarezes are actually originally from Cleveland, Texas, and they graduated from Conroe High School, and they're in North Houston area, so they're close. They know this area pretty well. Our attorneys, we're financing through, we are governmental, so we're doing bond financing through this project. First time we've done bonds in a long time. We've been doing the commercial market for a while because why do bonds? The interest rate was so low. But that's changed. And then we have a building consultant, Mike Duncan, is our building consultant. So, got my phone number so on here. I'm going to play you just a quick video. Let me know what I need to do on mine. And I don't think anything. We get it up on the screen. This is an artist image of what the site will look through as you drive through. So, I just want to show you that real quick, and then I'll be done. Unless you have questions. I'm pretty sure we won't have seagulls flying over the building. Could be wrong about that. I'm almost positive we won't have this car selection in our parking lot. I think the least expensive car that you'll see is a Mustang that's pretty tricked out towards the middle here. Just gives you a good idea what the facility will look like on the drive. This will be south facing, so this is the cheap car, the Mustang. So we'll be south facing on that lot that you saw a minute ago, facing Liberty Street, and address right now is 402 Liberty, and it could be final address for the site. But that's it. So I'm glad to answer any questions you have. I just want to take the opportunity to tell you about it. We're excited about it. Excited about investing in the Cleveland, North Liberty County area. And just so you hear me say this, we know that there is more to be done. So we know we're not doing enough. We can't do enough. All of us together can't do enough, but we're really trying to put our focus on doing more. So again, if you have more information, give me a call if you have questions or anything. If I can answer your questions, I'll be glad to. Otherwise, I'm done.
Any questions? I just want to thank Evan and Pastor Williamson. About a couple of months ago, Scott and I and Pastor Williamson came over, and we went on a tour, and I was absolutely overjoyed when I found out that we get one here in Cleveland. The facility is absolutely beautiful, and it will really bring pluses for Cleveland. A lot of the services that Tri-County provides. It's going to be a good thing for Cleveland. And I just want to thank Tri-County. Pastor, I want to thank you for your service on that board. Welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you. We're going to exit for this reason. He just got out of the hospital to come, and that's the reason his boy's been here with me. So I promised his family, we're going to get him home.
Okay.
I'm going to survive, though, it turns out.
Oh, we got a question.
Yes, sir.
Facing south, parking lots in front.
Yes, sir.
Building. How far is the back of the building going to be across
It's a pretty good ways from Fostoria. So there's, I wish I could tell you the exact number of parking spots, but there's a good bit of parking on the north side. We have retention on the south side as well. So there's not as much parking on the front actually as there is in the back.
Will there be an entrance from Fostoria?
There will be an entrance from Fostoria. In fact, part of the fire lane will go Fostoria,
around the west side of the building and then back down to Liberty Street. So that's the design fire lane for the building. So there'll be entrances on both ends. Fostoria Street is going to be confusing, we're afraid. Maybe not to hardcore Cleveland folks, but for folks who aren't from this area, everybody's going to think Fostoria Road, we thought. So we took it facing it to Fostoria, but felt like that address should be pretty confusing. We put a space. It's pretty much in the center of that lot is where the building itself will be.
Thank you very much. Okay, we will now move on to item number 7, Lions Club presentation, Ms. Heidi Stoll.
Hi everyone, my name is Heidi Souls and I'm here tonight with the Cleveland Lions Club. I've had the pleasure of being a part of this organization for a little over a year now, and admittedly before I got started I didn't know who they were or what they did, and so over the past year I've really gotten to experience what a wonderful club we have here in Cleveland. Our goal tonight is just to kind of inform you of who we are and some of the things that we have going on within the community. I want to thank you for your time and allowing us to speak in front of you tonight. And I'd like to introduce our president, Tom Higgins, and our vice president, Gary Fritz. Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is Gary Fritz. I have been with the Cleveland Lions Club for about 5-6 years, but I've been a Lion for 15. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak to you about the Lions Club of Cleveland and Lionism. First, what is Lionism? There are 6 points that we deal with. Lionism is to create and foster a spirit of understanding among the people of the world, to promote the principles of good government, like what you have here, and good citizenship, to take an active interest in the civic, cultural, social, and moral welfare of the community, to unite the clubs in the bonds of friendship, good fellowship, and mutual understanding, to provide a forum for open discussion of all matters of interest. And this is one of the most important ones, to encourage service-minded men and women to serve their community without personal financial reward, and to encourage efficiency and promote high ethical standards in our commerce, in our industry, public works, and private endeavors. This is the reason that our motto for the Cleveland Lions Club is "We Serve." If you look at the brochure that we have passed out to you, it gives you a little bit more description, and it says "We Serve" on there. This is a International Lions Club motto also. A little bit about the club. The club was chartered in 1997 and is a 501c3 organization. We are also associated with Lions Club International, which is located in Chicago. Believe it or not, it started out as a men's club. And then just in 1987, I believe is the figure, they opened it up to the women. It's a long time for the ladies to get involved. The club itself had started, like I say, in 1917. And believe it, they just ended up celebrating their 100 years of Lionism. But our main purpose is to help the youth folks in getting glasses and eye exams for those who can't afford them in the Cleveland area. We have also donated to other worthy causes in the community, like when Hurricane Harvey came in, storming in like it did. The Texas Eye Bank of Baylor. Then we have the Lighthouse for the Blind. I think we have all heard of that. They service approximately over 5,000 people, children or whatever, if they're visually impaired or legally blind. And it's amazing. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to their website. But the Lions Club, the Lions Club International was assisted with the help of Helen Keller. And just to toss this in there, it's not in my notes, is that Jimmy Carter is a fellow Lion. We have gone to the Cleveland Independent Schools to give eye screenings for the needy kids that need eyeglasses, which helps an awful lot. Those that fail the screening are then referred to a local ophthalmologist or optometrist, and then they get their free pair of eyeglasses. This is what our donations that we get from you folks, from the city, from corporations. But one of our favorite charities that we like to help with is the Texas Lions Camp. There's another brochure that I have popped out of the computer and have printed out. And a lot of people are not aware of this. This is like what Lion Heidi was saying. A lot of people, oh, I've heard of the Lions. Well, what do you do? Yeah, well, you've heard, but you don't know what it is. Well, with the Lions Camp, the Lions Camp was established in 1949 and it's opened its doors in 1953. And believe it or not, it's located in Kerrville, Texas. And it's on 500 acres. Since that time, the camp has served over 73,000 children for the use of enjoyment of the physical disability children in Texas, and it's all done at no cost to the parents. The club pays for it, or the clubs in Texas. The camp handles all types of medical issues such as diabetes, type 1, disabilities, cancer, and something new in the past few years, children that have Down syndrome. And what's really nice, and you can see videos, and we get people from the district that comes in and talks to us about the Texas Lions Camp, that they have a brand new swimming pool that is wheelchair accessible. They take that wheelchair and they slide it right into the water so the child can end up learning to swim. And for them, these folks that need some, wanting to go to camp, it's during the summer, of course. All they have to do is contact us. They can go online, fill out the form, and then they also, if they don't have transportation to go to Kerrville, we know it's about 4 or 5 hour drive going up there, is we have a Lions Club or Lions Camp bus that they will take you up on that 3 or 4 hour trip. We do have some chaperones that go along also to make sure. There's medical staff at the camp to help the kids with their medicine. And something new that we just started this year was the parents now, that if they're concerned with their child, they now have facilities for them up there. Just a little note is when Hurricane Harvey came in, it just tore the tar out of some of the buildings we have. And they just finished up in building the last cabin, or rebuilding the last cabin up there. So as you can see, the club does many wonderful things for our community. But due to the time limits, I'll just keep it simple with what I just gave you. The Lions meet every Tuesday at noon at the Senior Center down here on Peach Street. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. But one thing I would say to you, we would love to have you come by for lunch. I'll buy you lunch, you know. Come by and see how the club operates. You know, we get a few people, visitors come in, but really what's important, I think, is that if you would like to become a Lion, like Mr. Lion member Roscoe is a member of our Lions Club. Just to remember, something finalized, and I'm not ashamed to ask, is that we will be having our first pancake supper on December 12th at the Senior Center at 5:30. Tickets are $10, and this goes towards our operation and handling of other things with the club. We would like to have you join us and be out there with your neighbors. Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Okay.
I'll take your $10. I brought tickets. I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared, so you.
I want to thank the Lions Club. We just like to thank the Lions Club for everything that you do in our community. Y'all been doing it for a long time, and a lot of times groups such as the Lions Club get overlooked. But this is things that you do is much needed and much appreciated. So thank you once again, and each and every one of you have a happy holiday. Thank you. Okay, we'll move right along to public comments. Okay, any person with city-related business may speak to council in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The city council may not discuss or vote on any matter raised in public comments unless it is specifically on the agenda. To speak to the council, to speak at a council meeting, you must be recognized, sign up and be recognized by the presiding officer. Okay? So public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. Okay? And first we have Mrs. Fran McCory Manwaring, 481 County Road 3018, Cleveland, Texas. Ms. Manwaring.
Thank you, Dean. My name is Fran Manwaring, and I'm here tonight to speak about the Cleveland Civic Center. Let me begin by saying I've lived in Cleveland for over 56 years, and I'm very pleased to see the Civic Center here and say what an amazing venue it is, and for a very reasonable price. My family and I have had the pleasure of renting the ballroom or half the ballroom on no less than 5 occasions. I would like to address the last time I rented on October 28, 2023 for my mother's 90th birthday party. You can imagine what a special occasion this was for our family. We had over 100 people there in attendance, along with several of those from out of state. I planned everything very carefully, and it's been hours putting together a slideshow of pictures of my mom from her youth to current pictures. When making my rental agreement, I spoke with Marina Mendoza, and she explained that when renting the video equipment, I could come in prior to the party and make sure my computer would hook up correctly and work with your system. I set up a time for Friday before. When I arrived, Marina was most helpful, but we couldn't get the system to work. Needless to say, I was beside myself. However, she called Tiffany and Rayleigh to come and try to help us, since apparently Tiffany's the pro of this. I thought, this is great. I've known Tiffany for what seems like forever, and she has worked several events I hosted and has always done a wonderful job. Even though it was Tiffany's day off, she did come down and worked for quite a while to try and remedy the situation. Oh, and did I mention, she was waiting to have furniture delivered that day and was kind enough to leave the delivery guys a note on her door so she could come and assist. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get it working, but realized it was definitely something with your system and not my computer. I left brokenhearted after all the hours of love I poured into the slideshow. Tiffany did tell me I could come in 30 minutes early the next day to see if she could figure it out. I did just that, and lo and behold, she got it working. You would have probably all laughed, because Tiffany and I were hooping and hollering and dancing around that ballroom. I will say, you should probably look into a new video system for your wonderful venue. However, I am forever grateful for Tiffany and her dedication to her job and her caring. Whatever you're paying her is near enough in my opinion. But mostly, I wanted to say how thankful I am for the hard work and dedication from your employees, and I thought you should hear what an amazing job they're doing.
Well, usually we don't get too many public comments like that. It's greatly appreciated.
We all need to remember to say.
Yes, ma'am. And happy Thanksgiving. Okay, great. Okay, now we'll have Miss Rachel Hall. And she lives at 109 Isaac Street in Cleveland, Texas.
Yes, thank you, and I'm sorry it's a hard act to follow because it's a little bit more of just bringing attention to an issue that I see while driving in the city, though I appreciate all of you and happy Thanksgiving, so sorry for that. On our Washington Street exit that was opened, last year or so, there's something that I've noticed, and I decided to just notice it and not bring it to your attention unless it became a pattern. And it's something that I've noticed 3 times, either traveling to work or from work. And the issue is that people that are not from Cleveland or take the exit, so let's say you're coming northbound to Cleveland and you exit there, and you're going to come up to our 4-way stop that is going to be a major stop once the Buzzy Bee is open and active with the trucks. I have seen so many cars blow through that stop sign because you cannot see the stop sign. And as I have 2 daughters driving on permits and we're paying more attention to the roads, it is worse that when you exit at the curve of the road, you see the one stop sign that is actually supposed to be for the side road over the railroad tracks by the tires and everything, facing the road, which shouldn't be facing to where we can see it, but then all you see is a light pole in front of the stop sign that should be a stop sign stopping the traffic so nobody gets killed. So I'm bringing it to your attention so you can bring it to the attention of TxDOT or whoever's in charge, whether you put up a blinking red light, whether you add lights around the stop sign that is behind a metal pole, who put it there, or you put stripes or something in the road so that we can prevent deaths before it happens. You cannot see that stop sign and it needs to be corrected at that intersection. And that's all I have for you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. Rachel, I appreciate that because I took that exit here lately, and every time I said, man, that's dangerous. You know, especially for somebody that's not used to driving in Cleveland. Thank you for bringing it to our attention because I'll just say that's that. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're not supposed to comment. I guess it's not on the agenda, but thank you, Mayor. It didn't happen. Nobody saw that. Listen, it's going to be more of a tragedy when it's a truck, but when I say blowing through, they're doing no less than 60 because it looks like an open road. And I was actually, the last time we were stopped at the intersection to head to turn southbound to go by the Buzzy Bee, and someone blew through as we were sitting there. Now we're paying extra attention, learning to drive and things like that, but what's happening is the inside lane, what we call the inside lane, you definitely can't see it. And when it's dark, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., it should be a priority on somebody's list soon. So thank you, and you do the same thing here.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, got that out the way. Now we're going to move on to our consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. I told my wife that we'd be out of here by 7 o'clock. So I think I messed up again. Yeah. Okay. Item number 8, we will have 9. Okay. Reports from council members regarding attendance, board, commission, social function, convention workshop, ceremonial events, press conferences, candidate forums, and similar events where no formal action was taken for discussion of public business incidental to the brother.
No comment. I just want to tell everyone and say to the city, to the mayor, city manager, everyone, thank y'all so much for all your prayers and your plans and phone calls and everything to the death of my nephew, the one that I raised, and everything was great. And those that I started service, thank you for coming because
want to tell y'all. But I saw the city people there, it really made me feel good. It really uplifted. It's a rough go right now. It's still a rough go, but God is still real. But thank y'all so much for everything that you've done.
Okay, Ms. Davis?
No.
Mr. Turner?
Yes, I've got several things. It's kind of hard to bring it up because we've heard some good comment from our citizens. It's really well receptive. But I have a question. And May the 12th, we received bids on the evidence room. Am I right there? Do you understand me? Go ahead.
Well, yes, we can't discuss the public. You can discuss it only in the context of that it's incidental to social functions.
Okay. Once again, I just want to thank everyone. I said it today at the luncheon, all employees, y'all done a good job. We had a good year, and let's just finish out the year. Enjoy your families, be safe, eat a lot, make good memories. Okay? Scott?
I just want to recognize Vicky. He is, since our last council meeting, he has accepted the airport director position, and so we'll make sure that y'all know that he recognize him. We're sad to lose him at City Hall, but we are extremely excited about the opportunities that prevails for him at the airport and all the great things that he will be able to bring and do for us at the airport. And sitting next to him is Brandon. He is a volunteer that we have from the high school. We definitely want to recognize him and thank him for his services that he's providing for us as a high school volunteer for us to get to know local government.
I would just like to say that I've only been working at City Hall for a couple of days, but it's an honor to work with you all and to meet everyone on City Council, and especially thank you, Mr. Mayor, for helping me get this position.
Ms. Alves? Okay. Now. we got 10 minutes before Okay, all consent agenda items are considered routine by City Council and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member requests that the item be removed and considered separately. Okay. Okay, from looking at the consent agenda, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as written? Any questions or comments or whatever?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda, item 10A and B, 11A and B.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Buckley, a second by Mr. Ward. Okay, any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, now we go to discussion and possible consideration on the following. Item number 12. Recommendation of the lowest qualified bidder for the construction of water and sewer lines for Buzzard B Development.
Good evening, Council and Mayor.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to present on behalf of Buzzy B Travel Center our recommendation of award to the lowest qualified bidder of JSS. On behalf of Buzzy B, Blau Engineering accepted public bids on November 9th. We opened and read those bids publicly here at City Hall. On the recommendation of award, you can see the 13 bids that we received that day. JSS was the lowest qualified bidder, and we are recommending that the council recommend to the developer to award to that contractor. I want to iterate, this contract is not between the city and the contractor. It is between Buzzy Bee Travel Center and the contractor, but due to an agreement that was gone into with the city and the developer on participation in funding the upsizing of the water line that is serving the Buzzy Bee Travel Center. We went through the public bidding procurement laws, made sure everything was done correctly on that end, and just seek your recommendation to the developer to award this contract to JSS Construction. We did reach out to several references of JSS and had no negative comments from any of the references. They've done several jobs, I believe, in Liberty County, Montgomery County, and have done a stand-up job. So, again, just looking for your recommendation to the developer to recommend award.
Okay. Any questions or comments, or do I have a motion on the table?
I have a comment on it.
Yes.
Blake is right. 6 months ago, we agreed to develop, we participated in this project, but at that time, it presented us with some kind of rough cost of what the 12 times would be. And yet, we agreed that we would pay the difference between the 3-inch line and the 12-inch line. And then that was going to be split between the city and the EDC. Now, I see this as we're talking about a 12-inch line. Where's the cost of the 3-inch, and we can subtract the difference so that it would be the city's part of participation?
Yes, sir. So to kind of shed some light on that, during this project, 2 things were bid on. One was their sanitary force main. That was a requirement for them to develop in the city. That force main is in line with that water line as well as they did the water line that will connect and ultimately serve them water. So this number that you're seeing in the total of $444,000 is inclusive of both of those bid items. So as part of y'all's packet, or I can give this to y'all at a later date, is the bid tabulation, which goes item by item what each contractor put towards it. And we summarize what the subtotal for the water portion only would be. And the lowest bidder came in at $295,320. And the original estimate that was agreed upon during the time of the agreement for the 3-inch roughly was around the $140,000 mark. So that difference between the 12 and 40 would be that difference there. That would be subject to the city's participation in funding that. Now, the original estimate that we were given by the developer at the time for the 12-inch line alone was much greater than the bids we received on November 9th, almost probably a good 50% less. So the original numbers that I believe the city was presented on what their contribution may be is significantly less than what we originally thought. And we will revisit that agreement once the developer has agreed with the contractor. We get these contracts signed, revisiting just to finalize those numbers so that agreement is to the penny what that reimbursement is going to be. And then revisiting at the closeout of construction to make sure everything is in line with what we've agreed upon.
I asked a simple question, I'd like a simple answer. What you just said, I interpreted that you said the water line, 12-inch line, the city anyway to be 200-something thousand?
Yeah, 295,000 was.
Then you said the 3-inch line was going to be 140.
Roughly. I don't have that number sitting in front of me
Well, let's say
today.
it's 140.
Sure.
So my question is, we're talking about the difference between that 140, whatever it is, and that 295.
Yes, sir.
What would that number be?
$150,000.
And so the original estimate was for the city upsizing to be about 300,000. And the city was
What
going to
we're
be 100.
estimating's got nothing to do, we got hard numbers now, that's what I'm trying to get at. We're looking at about the difference between 295 and 140, 150,000.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Now, that understands to be paid split between the city and the city.
Correct.
Is that part correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It's about 75,000 each is what, and so once the contractor and Buzzy Bee come to an agreement, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, then that contract, we will then redo or do an amendment to our original agreement that we had with Buzzy Bee. And the council will look at that in December based on this bid. And we'll use those numbers because it's more relevant, more realistic numbers than we've got the actual bid. Then, when the completion of the project is actually complete, then we will revisit it again and find out what our actual costs were for that upsizing of that water line. And then those were the numbers that we would then do a final agreement with, amendment, and then have that amount that we would then pay Buzzy Bee for the upsizing portion of it.
What this council agreed to, the gentleman sitting right over there, we said we would participate in helping you do this. We just established numbers, and that's basically what I'm asking. Now, you're talking about when it's over, we're going to settle up, is that how it's going to work?
Correct. Because right now it's all still, the original was an estimate, now we've got bid numbers, but it's not the actual cost. There's contingencies, and there's other costs that could be applied towards that. So then once we get completely finished, then we'll have the actual cost for that project, and then we'll use that $140,000 initial number. We will utilize that, subtract it from what the actual cost for the 12-inch water line is, and then that'll be the portion that we will pay. But it's looking like it's probably about half of what we were anticipating.
Well, that's where you
Which is good news.
my question is, we're looking around 70 to 100,000 for EDC, and 75 for the city.
Correct.
That's my question. I'll make a motion. Well, first of all, we're agreeing, what are we agreeing to, what number?
So what we're agreeing to tonight is making a recommendation that we want to have, is it JSS? We're recommending them as the lowest qualified bid, so we're recommending the contractor that Buzzy Bee, that they utilize this contractor, because they are the lowest qualified bid for this project.
And at some point in time, we're going to come back to hard numbers, you know, exactly how much it is.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I'll make the motion, but I don't agree with this number. Not that 400,000.
No. That is for the 12-inch water line and the sewer line. That's the whole complete project, because it was all put together.
Make a motion to accept all recommendations. JSS Trust.
Okay. Fred, you made a motion.
Well, I was trying to make a motion, I didn't know how to word it, because I don't want to make a motion for $400,000. I'll make a motion for this council to participate in what we discussed. It's difficult for me to sit here on the council and say, you know, if this guy's no bidder, that's between Buzzy Bee and this contract. I'm agreeing and ready to make a motion that the city of Cleveland pay that difference. And we just talked about it. Ross, Drew just wants to make a motion. That's fine.
I think this is a motion to recommend the lowest qualified bidder.
Recommend the bidder to Buzzy Bee. Correct.
This is just a recommendation. Y'all aren't going to be in contract with the contractor, so you're just recommending to the developer to go with that low bid.
Second motion. Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Buckley, second by Mr. Ward. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, all those in favor? Okay, opposed? Abstained? Okay, motion carries, 3-0 with 1 abstention. Okay, item number 13, observation area location recommended by the airport board. Would that be Mr. Williams? Sure.
So, back on the observation area for the airport, the airport board voted unanimously to use this area as the observation area, and I think that's all, right now, that's all that we're recommending is that the outside and black shaded area is the fence portion, basically. That's the area that's behind the FBO, as you can see the FBOs on the right-hand side of the screen. And so we're recommending that that is going to be the observation area. I don't think we have it down 100% on exactly where it's going to be in that grass area, but what we're asking for is just the approval that we designate that as the area for the observation area, in short. Any questions or anything?
Because if you remember, there was originally 3 different locations that we talked about as being the observation area off of 787. And so we went from that, and the FAA actually recommended this location be the observation area just for safety standards and a whole lot of other measures. But so the board has now agreed that this hashtag area that you see there that John is talking about would be the observation area. From that point, then we can look at, do we want to put a pavilion in there? This is a conceptual of where possibly a pavilion could go. Do we go to a pavilion, do we go to a playground? What do we want in this area? And to be able to have this at this location. So all we're doing today is saying, yes, we have designated this area to be the observation area. And as we move forward and determine what all we're going to do with this area, that is going to be the designated observation area for our airport, not another location off 787 or whatever. We narrowed it down to this one. So we just need to get the council to approve. Yes, this is going to be the designated observation area, and then they can move forward with maybe other recommendations.
And then after those other recommendations on, and obviously we have some ideas, then we'll come back and just do step by step on what we're wanting to do. Obviously, we need a designated observation area out there for the citizens, around the airport, the citizens of Cleveland, Liberty County, and so we're just obviously preliminary stages a little bit still. At least we have the area narrowed down on where we're going to do the observation.
Okay, Mayor, I'm not going to get out here ready to make a motion that we designate that green area with the cross max, the green line, be the area we're going to put the observation area.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Taylor, second by Mr. Buckley. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, item number 14. Impact fee study agreement with Vile Engineering.
Good evening again. So, by a show of hands, how many of y'all know what an impact fee study is, or an impact fee? Okay, so an impact fee is, to put it in short terms, is a one-time fee that you charge to a new or incoming developer or building that helps the city recoup or fund improvements and expansions to their infrastructure. And what we're proposing today is a contract between the city and Belial to do an impact fee study. And what that would do is Belial would go through and do an impact fee study, and I'll talk about what's all entailed in that study. But once that study is complete and approved by council, a year after that is adopted and approved, the city could then start collecting what's called an impact fee. An impact fee is a developer comes in, wants to develop in the city, and most commonly based on like a meter size, the city imposes that fee based on whatever meter size, And those funds are put into an account and utilized to fund your CIP list projects. So as part of that impact fee study, we would go through, work with your public works department, council, your city manager, and come up with that project list that would make up your CIP, capital improvements project list, based on those costs, what those projects would cost over a 10-year period, and based on what we forecast development to look like in the next 10 years, we'd impose those fees. So as someone comes in, wants, say, 3-inch meter, and we give them an off-the-cuff number of a $20,000 impact fee, they pay that up front at plating or when they pull their meter, and that goes into funds. And then say we need a new GST at one of the water plants, those funds could then be used to pay for that. Why this is so important? I mean, Cleveland, as y'all know, is growing. Y'all have developers lining up at the door, but that is going to take a toll on your existing infrastructure as well as infrastructure you don't quite have yet. Your water plant's going to need upsizing. Your wastewater plant's going to need upsizing. There's going to need water lines and sewer lines extended beyond what we have currently. Those are huge financial undertakings for the city. So what this does is those developers coming in, they're paying for those improvements to be made, taking some of the financial burden off of your already existing citizens that are paying taxes for your infrastructure today. So to talk about the scope of services here in this attachment A that you have in your packet, things that need to be done as part of this impact fee study is land use assumptions. We'll meet with a committee that would go over, a grand scheme of Cleveland city limits and what we project the vacant land, what that looks like over the next 10 years, and make some assumptions on what's already developed, what's going to be developed, what kind of zoning we think these areas are going to be. Luckily, y'all already have zoning maps. Y'all already have a good foundation and estimate, but there is still some rural areas that we think are going to develop in the future. We need to make some assumptions to know what kind of improvements are you really going to need to serve those areas, and that'll help us formulating the CIP plan. So also we need the land use assumptions map, and that'll just be a map that'll go in the report that'll help us back those land use assumptions that we make with that committee. Going on to the capital improvements plan, like I mentioned, we're going to have to come up with a list of projects that the city needs in order to serve those incoming developments. So as part of this scope, coming up with the list of projects, like I said, with Public Works and your city staff as well as council, coming up with the capital improvement plan project map. Again, something that has to go in the reports to show as proof of backing why we selected those projects. And then ultimately, based on what we find the cost of the projects to be based on a 10-year time period, typically we will assess and come up with what that impact fee numbers actually are based on the meter size and what that projected growth is, and come up with a schedule of what those fees look like. That's what will be included in that impact fee report. And then we have some items for project coordination and times for meetings, meeting with the committees to do your land use assumptions, your CIP, and then reimbursables. So as y'all notice, the proposal is in your packet for all of those items for the total fee of $130,000, which I believe was in y'all's budget this year to approve and move forward with. So again, highly recommend it. Y'all would not be the only city. This is a very common practice accepted by a lot of cities and municipalities across the state. So,
Mayor and Council, this was one of the items that was put into and adopted as part of our strategic plan last year that needs to be done. It is an item that we did, as Blake said, we did put in the budget under the water fund, and so the funding is there to pay for this study, and so now we're taking the next step. This is the actual agreement to get this study done. And as you heard, once the study is not adopted, then we still have to wait a year before we can start implementing. So we're already behind the ball. We're meeting with developers on a regular basis. And so we need to get this implemented as soon as possible so we get this done and start utilizing this. Because this is a very useful tool that many cities utilize as they continue to have their growth, pace of growth that's coming. Because it could build our roads, it could build water lines, sewer lines, increase water wells, water capacity, water treatment plants, sewer treatment plants, all that could be part of this, and even including potentially parks and stuff like that, depending on your services. So that all could be part of this.
Okay. Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Ms. David, and I have a second by Mr. Warren. All those in favor?
Wait a minute. Have a discussion. We have a motion and a second, then it's time for discussion. And I want to ask this question. We're paying $130,000. We pay that when they finish the impact study. Right? And then for a year you wait, and you're going to be charging developers to come in for a fee for our part. How long does it take to recover $130,000?
That depends on the development that we have, and what type of development. You know, if it's a master plan development, one master plan development may pay for it. With the impact fee.
So we didn't have an impact fee when we came to Grand Rapids?
No, we do not have one. So nothing that has been built to date has had an impact.
The thing that bothers me is we seem to do more studies, we pay developers, but we never have the money to do the project.
Well, that's one of the things that we put money aside in the budget process to be able to do this study, because it's, to be able to have an impact fee, if you charge an impact fee, you have to have that study done. That's required by the state law. You have to have the study.
The city cannot say, we're going to set these fees, you got to develop, you got to have an engineer to do an impact study.
Right.
Okay? I mean, I look at things like evidence room, I look at comfort that the chief was looking for, I look at the water well we got on William Street, is it online? Is that water well we paid over close to $2 million for? Is it even run online?
No, not yet.
It's a good point. If R.B. Green's engineer did that, and he said here, I'm not against the impact fee. I understand it. I know it's required. But we as a city have got to stop and think about what we're doing. Drive 1/2 mile from my house, right? And I should bring pictures of it. It's terrible what our roads and our streets look like. We just went up 10% on our utility fees, and we still don't pay.
So if I can, Fred, I want to add that, yes, there are several studies that cities can do, but this study does have an end result in the formation of the impact fee. So you will see an immediate, after a year of approval, you will see an immediate benefit as developers come in. There will be money collected from those developers and put into an account that will pay for those projects that are established as part of your CIP. So while some other studies can seem like they're just that, studies with no end result, this results in an impact fee that will become part of your development scope. When developers come in, they will pay an impact fee, and there will be money put into an account. And once you built up enough money in that account to pay for one of your CIP projects, or if you wanted to pay for them and then refund out of the CIP or the impact fee account, that's tangible, that will be.
Like I said, I understand it, I know the importance of it, I know what we gotta do it. And yet, when you put these, developer comes in, and you say, okay, I'm gonna charge you, you mentioned $20,000 in this part. All right, then what part of that is covering your $130,000?
Again, so the state, the state does
It's
allow that
gonna
the
take
impact.
us 10 years? It's gonna take us 10 years to recover?
I don't have an answer, and I don't have that timeline. I know $130,000 in the grand scheme of the types of projects that we're going to be putting on a CIP plan. $130,000 is a relatively small number. I think once we dive into what these impact fees are going to be, I think the numbers will be pretty substantial. And trying to use easy numbers for the sake of this conversation, like $20,000 I threw out for, let's say, a 3-inch tap. I don't know what that number is going to turn out to be in the city of Cleveland. That's why we got to do this study. But I know there are other cities and districts that charge way more than that for as simple as a 3-inch tap. And, once we get into what the impact fees will be, it could be a 3-inch meter that pays $130,000. It might be a 6-inch meter. I don't know.
So I'm asking the question, you're gonna have the fees to cover what the tap fee is. Is there added into that fee, whatever it is, to cover the impact fee we're paying by our engineer?
Correct. The state does, I believe, allow,
What did we
correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
I believe the state does allow the study to be reimbursed through the impact fees.
Yeah, actually, the law calls it a financing tool. So it's actually intended to be a way for the city to pay for capital improvements. So the way it works is you get a study and you identify an area, you come up with a capital improvements plan, which an engineer helps with. Land use assumptions where you create a unit, that's a whole different, is it gonna be by the acre, by the square foot, is it gonna be by density of people? There's all different ways to have units, and you do that math and come up with a per unit cost. And that includes engineering, legal fees, construction costs. There's a whole laundry list of costs that can be included in your impact fee.
Including the study.
Yeah.
The study itself can be reimbursed as part of those impact fees. And it could be, depending on the council, it could be the first thing you tackle on your list of things to reimburse if you would like it to be.
And I will just say this so you have your expectations. You're not allowed by law to have 100% recoupment. It's a percentage of the cost, but right now your percentage of recoupment is $0. So, if you need to expand a plant or something, right now you ask the developer to contribute nothing. You can, I believe, depending, there's a couple different directions you can go with on impact fees. You can ask the developer to pay for up to 50% or up to 90% per unit of development. So bear in mind, it's per unit. Could be 1,000 units in that area, and the developer might be developing 115 units, right? So again, you run the math to figure out the fee.
Right. To add on what Mary Ann's saying, is she's correct. That 50% recoup is, I think,
that's an automatic.
The automatic. If you would like to do the 90%, you have to go through a financial study where they go through and prove that you can and should. And some cities spend the money, but that financial study is a pretty big financial burden. It would increase the scope of this service that Lyle is recommending today beyond what I think the city needs to tackle at this point in time. But we certainly can entertain that again. And impact fee studies are updated periodically. So this is going to be the only time. So
Okay. Any other? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Buckley, I have a second by Mr. Moore.
You got a motion by Ms. Davis?
Ms. Davis, I'm sorry. Ms. Davis, and a second by Mr. Moore. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0.
thank you.
Okay, item number 15, right-of-way easement agreement with Entergy Texas for a 1.03 acre tract of land situated in the Thomas Devers Survey A-170 and being recorded under volume 615, page 789 of the deed.
So Mayor and Council, this is a request from Energy Texas, and basically we have a citizen, the Archie family, that is requesting to have electricity provided to their property, and right now there is not existing electrical lines or electrical power to their property, and so Energy is needing to run those power lines to their property. They are requesting permission from us to do an easement across our piece of property. You got a piece of property and kind of outline in your packet. What they're trying to do is we own the property directly north of their property. And so there's a little, the way our property is shaped, it's kind of a long, narrow strip, and then you got the rest of the rectangle. And so they want to cross over our piece of property to be able to provide them electricity. And so that's the easement that they're requesting to do, so that they can provide that power at this time. We do, unfortunately for them, that is a treed piece of property, and so they would have to come in and clear the trees on our property, and then put the power lines there, but that is what this agreement is for at this time. I did ask if they could be in attendance for the meeting tonight, but both of them are out of, we were working with on this project, are on vacation because of the holidays, so.
This area is south of Veterans Parkway, right? On 332, country list.
It is on 332.
Hey, I looked at now, the question is that in your city limits?
I don't think that's in the city limits, but it is our property. It's our property, we own the property, and this easement is to go across our property. But it's in our.
I know we own the same acre on the side of the Veterans Parkway. I just didn't think our city limits were going to get far. We don't, but we certainly own that property.
Actually, Archie's family is inside the city. Yeah, they are inside the city. This is the family that came to our city about a year ago and asked for a variance to be able to build pre-manufactured home, not manufactured, modular.
Yep.
And so that was the plan, so they got permission to do it, and they got it when they get electricity for that piece of property. So,
The city at one time had a landfill in the area, yes, on the property, on that property.
I'll make a motion that we give the right-of-way easement to the energy.
Second. Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Terrell, second by Mr. Warren. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Item number 16, allow engine 41 to be placed on auction.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. In your packet, you're provided with some information that we received. Take you back to when we had our in-service for council members, and I spoke with you about the age of our fleet and how a number of them were out of service. Engine 41 was one of those that was out of service and has been out of service the entire time. So we've looked for this one part for 7-8 months now. We found it. One gearbox in the States to fix this truck. The price has been included in your packet. And I want to point out that the price, the estimate that's on there is just for the part. That's not for installation, that's not for gaskets or oil or labor hours or anything else. That's just the part. We got a quote from the company who manufactured the truck, through Siddons Martin, which is our Pierce dealer who we bought the ladder truck from, is who built Engine 41. Per their email, that truck has no value because of its age, the fact that it's broken down, the number of miles on it, the number of hours that are on the motor and all that kind of stuff, and not knowing what other issues. So the gearbox is where you, like your transmission runs the rear end and moves your vehicle. The gearbox transfers that momentum instead of it going to the wheels. It goes to the pump to drive the pump to pump the water through the truck. This is a pumper. That gearbox, when they drained the oil out of it, chunks of metal fell out.
it's not repairable, it's done. It's essentially a paperweight at this point. So, historically speaking, the city has not repaired anything that was over 50% of the value. The part is 200% of the possible value of this truck per Sidney's Martin. They gave it a value of, per their email, if you're lucky, $5,000. They said it could get up to $10,000 depending on what people are looking for. And if they did it, that's basically trying to park the truck out. If you take the time to tear it apart and find people who need certain parts or whatever, and you want to take the time to sit and wait and park it out, then you could get $5,000 for it, but they're not guaranteeing that. The last pumper that we sold through auction was working, was pumping. When my predecessor was here, the city received $1,000 for it. This truck does not work, it's not usable, and the one part that it needs to fix it to see what else might be wrong with it is $15,000. So my request being that it's well over 50% of the value is that we sell the unit and kind of move on without pouring more money into something that could potentially cost even more money after we fix this part.
Okay, that was a quick one, Matt. Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Okay, no other discussion. I have a motion by Mr. Button, second by Mr. Warren. All those in favor? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
4-0. Okay. Item number 17. Okay, allocation of votes for Liberty County Appraisal Board of Directors, term 2024 to 2025.
Mayor and Council, the next three items are actually very similar. These are appointing your votes to different candidates for the three different appraisal district boards. It's Liberty County, Montgomery County, and San Jacinto County. We've gone through the whole process where we've provided nominations to be selected. You all did that. Then we voted on people to be on the candidates. And now we're at the point where we actually get the vote for those candidates. And so during your packet, you'll see on the memo, we have highlighted the allocation. So for Liberty County, for example, the city of Cleveland has 123 votes that we can distribute. There's half a dozen or so candidates that you can see on 22 of the packet. You can put all of your votes to one person. You can divide your votes amongst 3 or 4 candidates, however you want to do it. But we just have got to go through and determine each one. And so for, again, Liberty County, we've got 123 votes to administer. To Montgomery County, you get 1 vote. And then for San Jacinto County, you get 5 votes. We just need to determine where we want to put it. On Liberty County, there is the most board members that you can vote for on the list. And we even have one of our own. So Mr. Carroll is on the list. We've got others that we work with that are on there as well, other citizens. But that's what that's the goal for these 3 items, is just to go and determine how you want to put the votes on the paper. For all of these, I believe the deadlines are sometime next month. Rest of them turned in. It'd be potentially before our next council meeting. So we need to do it. Recommendations for allocation? Better to put them all on one person, or?
Now, I'm looking at the number of votes, the city was getting 126, city pay was 222, they double the road. And if you want somebody in this area to be on, they put these roads on one. And I would recommend you put them on the codes, these new roads.
Okay, would that be a motion, Fred?
Yeah, if you want to just vote, I'll make the motion, we put all our votes on the flood codes.
Okay, got a motion by Mr. Terrell, and a second by Ms. David. We put all of our votes on Mr. Coates. Okay. Any other discussion, questions? Okay, all those in favor of putting all our votes on Mr. Coates? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, item number 18, allocation of vote for Montgomery Central Appraisal District Board of Directors, 2024-2025 term.
So this will make it a little bit easier, you got one vote. This is Montgomery County, and so, we get one vote. And I do not, because of where our city limits are in Montgomery County, I would suspect that none of these people here in the city of Cleveland.
I make a motion that we put out a lot of votes on body. Well, one vote.
Okay, I have a motion, got a motion on the table by Mr. Warwick, and a second by Mr. Buckley for Mr. Hopkins. Mike Hopkins. Okay, no discussion, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, allocation of votes for San Jacinto County Appraisal District Board of Directors 2024-2025 term. Okay.
On this one, we do have 5 votes. So we have 12 pieces of property in San Jacinto County, we get 5 votes. None of the 12 properties that we have are residential, they're all agricultural, so none of them be within our city limits, so if anybody knows any of these, they'd like to distribute, but we got 5.
Make a motion, we put our 5 votes on Crystal Donovan. Crystal Donovan. Montgomery County's been there twice. You gotta go back for more. For San Jacinto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're in Montgomery County, 2 from Montgomery County.
Okay, this is for San Jacinto County?
Yeah.
What was that?
For Crystal Donovan.
Crystal Dominic? Okay, do I have a second? Second. Okay, I got a motion by Mr. Buckley, a second by Mr. Ward, Crystal Dominic. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, motion carries 4-0.
Yes, I just want to talk something out, the audience, if I didn't know. Cold Spring ISD is 2,026 votes. And we get 5. That's a good margin. Of course, there's 5, we get 5 people also. It's only 6 people, so other roads, will be spread out, and we manage it. Anyway, that's the problem.
Okay. Item number 20, discussion for the 8th of December council meeting.
So, Mayor and Council, on this one, it has been requested that we consider moving our December council meeting date from December 19th to December 12th, because it's supposed to be the holidays and so forth, and people are going to be traveling. The schools are out on the 19th at that point, and so they requested to see if we would entertain the idea of moving this from December 19th to the 12th.
Make a motion to move to December 23rd. Serious about it. You do it in front or back? That's what you're saying. What are the dates?
So what we need, we make a motion to
You
leave it on the
move
19th?
You can, or you can move to the 12th.
Well, I want to make a motion to leave it on the 19th.
I'll second.
And then the discussion on that. Well, I'm not gonna be here, it's the reason I requested it. Can we move filling our boards and we keep it the same in January? Because we were electing all our boards in December.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
What's the other?
It's either the 12th or the actual day, which is the 19th. Forget the day. Forget the day. He does because he wants to eat his man.
But I am a part of the Lions Club, and I will not be here. I will be with my Lions Club on the 12th.
Another day.
Yeah.
Can we do the 14th then? I mean, it's not Thursday, I know people got Thursday on Wednesday.
Thursday, yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to leave it the same day, that's a request that we do.
Yeah, okay, would it, if we did, okay, what Julius is saying, would it be okay that we do all the committee, reorganizing committees in January, now that we're busy, instead of December?
Well, the term's end in December, so I mean, it would be better to
Change the name, everybody agrees to on this.
the 14th is the Thursday.
I'm fine. Okay with it.
You okay on the 14th, Roscoe?
14th, fine with me. I have no problem with it.
I got a motion.
Make a motion.
Make a motion, take one motion.
If we can get a second, motion.
Yeah, that's true.
Discussion and the current.
So you want
Retract your.
For the 19th to the 14th.
Because you want to change
I will
your,
make a motion that we have,
December council meeting.
okay. Okay, what I need to say?
Make a motion to withdraw your original motion.
I make a motion that I withdraw my original motion.
And make a new motion.
And make a new motion for the 19th.
This is hilarious.
14. All those in favor?
6 o'clock.
Okay, motion carries. 14, okay, motion carries 4-0. Okay, we will now convene into executive session. That'll be
7:41.
You want one?
Where's the, where do you?
You really want one? I'll get you one. Call right now. Hey, there he is. I get him. Is it? Hey, Brent Terry, you gotta go on to the back.
You better not. Okay, just making sure.
Yours will be next year.
She said that.
He's here.
She bakes, see, I don't like desserts, so she can fill the house with desserts and they all leave and it's like. You have to have Alexis cookies.
Well, okay, I want that too.
Alexia, she's such a good baker.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, I didn't wear the yellow today, but I am.
So you want paper in the line?
Yes, I am. Wait for Monday. Okay. She's in the garden show. I know she works with that.
Other than they gave us.
Yeah, the line.
And that's where I met her.
And she's the hospital, she's the executive secretary. She's seated her. That makes sense.
We're going to go. The new lady, I can't remember her name, that's on the Board of Adjustments. Applied for EDC also.
Learning everything she can about it for
We got them all put together, ready to give them to council, but like I said, I got until the 30th before I.
So the application is still online?
Or put it right here, if you want to take with you.
I mean, not for me, but for Alexis, to encourage others to apply.
She makes bread puddings, chocolate
Cherry cheese.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh, everybody else she makes some molasses cookies.
This one you can eat also? I think it is. And kids to learn her free.
Because I love pancakes.
And then she's also doing some catering for parties. I've always done that.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can control. Sometimes these are about me, Rachel. Right? That's where we was getting sticks in. Ask Betsy. She wouldn't allow it. Ask
I've been asked about my
Some more applications.
Hopefully this part won't take too long.
You know what?
Nugget sandwiches?
Your tax card to be with the brownie.
Yeah, I used to live out in country.
I was gonna tell you, he's got a.
Yeah, with the beads and.
Next month, that'd be you.
That's the oldest and her son, or the oldest son. That's the oldest daughter. Yeah, it's my oldest daughter. What am I because
I'm out.
I know, what's not to drink?
Oh, if you're coming towards 787, you're coming towards 787.
And that's what I'm allowed to do. Yeah.
That's why I train.
Performance drugs, you can solve these about every 2 weeks.
Roger, are you killing somebody
No,
back
he's
there?
trying to fix it. There's a sharp edge on there, he's trying to fix it.
Golly, order in court.
Yeah, well, and Rainers.
Yeah.
I got a,
Cutting horses? Do you have a nice open field for her?
How are you?
I got 25 acres.
Nice to meet you.
I put them in
Hello, Chief. You doing all right? I am. How are you?
Well, we don't want to go to too big of an area.
no, like I want to root. Well,
Did I open it out of that small pasture?
I like your ring.
It's been, I've only
And then
been
when
here a
she
couple of days
goes
and
to
it's
school,
been
she'll
like pretty
run
slow, but
I'll go with that.
once it starts getting picked up and being liability, that's what I'm
Like I said, a dance.
Because I'm here for the Cleveland High School's community service program, so I'm here for volunteer hours. But just I think sheet of like I can fill in how many hours of the day I work, but I'm hoping actually to talk to Miss Angelique's supervisor. I talked to her about once my volunteer hours are up, I can continue working as an educator. And she said something about actually putting together a program for volunteers, so hopefully.
That's great.
Zoning Board of Adjustments is not
I'm planning on working here until after 19, and then I can have an actual job. So by then I won't need to look for another job because I'll already have one.
Time it. Every time Fred speaks, it goes bam, bam, bam.
Office, which means I get to get my business in one area, but then
Yeah, like I was with from Benton County for just I started as an intern at 17.
I'm 16 right now, so.
I'm on
They should be on 3 or.
When's their birthday? Oh, mine's the 27th. December, next month.
Oh, I do.
I do know that that's well, no, actually, more. They're working and we don't have anything else. One thing we do,
It was nice meeting
the
you.
guy very nice to meet you. And, because he moved to Victoria, Texas, and the same, the guy was going to be on taking his place. It's crazy, I don't really have all I guess.
Parasite.
Thank you, Rachel, for bringing that up earlier.
I'm so happy to bring it.
We talked to Big Scott about it, and they,
We won't take long. We'll be back in just a minute. You want a drink, John? Anybody want a drink? You gonna get a water? Okay, all right, we're gonna go get us a half and half tea.
John, how's it going?
I'm doing good, how are you?
Good. Hang in there.
Hanging in there?
Oh, yeah.
Do I have, do we
Thanksgiving
have,
to you and your family.
happy Thanksgiving to you, Chief. Hey, do you have me a police car yet? For the airport?
I'm working on it.
You got 2 new?
They said you need a.
Yeah, I need one more.
One more. I'm working on it.
Did you get the 2 new ones brought in yet, or are they? Today? Oh, you really are working on it then.
Yeah, as I left here, they was putting the stripes on it.
Yeah, literally today.
Literally today.
And I'm guessing I'm getting one of those 2 cars. Is that what it's?
I don't think it's.
No, one of the old ones, I mean, one of the.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I was thinking we got yesterday, we gotta figure out which one of the older ones that we can get rid of. We still kind of utilize it, and, I'm gonna get the mechanic out there in the street and take a peek at it and see what can be better. One of them's got some steering issues, that was a lot of really trying to get in on the road.
We don't need anything real nice. If you look at Lufkin Airport courtesy cars,
Right?
I drove one the other day. Flew up to Lufkin to meet somebody for lunch. I got in that, they use old police cars.
Okay.
And it's a Tahoe. And I went over to Mama's to have a hamburger.
Okay.
I go to leave there, and I'm getting in this Tahoe,
and I get in, I put my hand on the center console, and when I do, the whole center console flips over backwards, and you can see the hole. There's a hole in the ground.
Oh my God.
And I mean, you know me over the years, I've driven some shitty police cars.
Right. Oh,
I mean,
you see them.
oh, I've seen more of them than anybody can imagine over the years. So, but this one, this one, but you know what? AC didn't work on it. It rained on it, you know. I didn't care. It's a free car to go from the airport to go get something to eat. Who cares? And we have a really nice one out there now.
Right.
So the next one we have, it doesn't have anything on it.
This one was on the detective car, so they did good shit. It wasn't like a troll street.
Oh, yeah. No, that'll work. Sure.
Old Brown Victoria.
Yep. That would definitely work.
Trucks are huge, so they need to haul luggage.
Yeah. Luggage, bodies, whatever.
Right? Yeah.
I'm guessing we're gonna need one before too long, like that's everything going on at that airport right now, Lord.
That new guy's gonna get all that big now.
Yeah. He's already on top of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Him and I are gonna go do some flying, to a bunch of airports here next week.
Very cool.
Matter of fact, I got the letters all mailed out this morning.
I got mine.
Okay.
No, the email.
Yeah, it'll be a letter also.
Yeah.
I emailed everybody.
It's a good letter.
Got the 2.5 weeks back and forth between me and Scott before we finally finalized the right one. You know.
That's really good. That's worded right. Everything's good. Yeah, we need to go look at a bunch of airports. So I was like, why are we going to drive? Right? I have an airplane. Let's fly to these. We can go fly to 5 or 6 airports in one day.
Instead of just one and back.
Yeah. That's cool. We'll go fly to a bunch of them. Heck yeah.
A giant circle.
Wait, which plane you gonna use?
My 60.
Okay.
Not that one.
Okay.
Sorry, that one's gone, Sean.
When will there
I gotta bring that crap up.
Okay. So this part has no
He's gonna fly
time
with me.
limit.
Wait, hold on.
We just have to be ready to read
Let's talk about
it.
this a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one are we taking?
So usually about 25 minutes.
You know, I was offered that plane very, very reasonably.
I'm sure you were.
And, you know, it's probably a great plane.
Yeah.
But,
You know, stuff like that, I always figured whatever the little 25-cent part or something like that failed, and that's, multi-$100,000 plane, that's a 25-cent part.
I have, my plane is actually the exact same plane.
Okay.
Except mine's fixed here. That's really the only difference. But that one's air conditioned and pressurized. So that was really the only reason I even considered it. But I don't, you know, the thing with flying is the reason those planes aren't air conditioned is because you get up to 3,000 feet air conditioned.
Right.
This time of year, you get to 3,000 feet, you better have a heater.
Right.
My plane has a really good heater. Yeah, the FAA called in that whole deal, beginning of last week.
We're going to do notaries at the airport now.
They asked what was the decision, why. And I told them the same thing. I said, our emergency service is just something else. I said, we can have no against Livingston whatsoever. But I said, will be sitting on a couple of boards in the city. You know, our emergency service. And I would rather gamble on 1 more mile if I can just make it anywhere close to the airport. That's give me a lot. Plane might not be.
We found that old boy that missed the runway.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that was stupid.
We got him out.
You gotta fly in IMC conditions at night with no runway lights.
Yeah.
I bet that boy loses his license. And for, I say unfortunately, he should have that shit.
Yeah.
That plane's still in.
Is it really? They pulled the battery on it or something? I'm not getting phone calls on it anymore.
No, well, they pulled the EOT.
Right.
I think, I heard they pulled it.
Oh, okay. Right. It's probably not repairable, is it?
No, I was told to get some good engineering.
That's what's other than parting it out. The frame and everything's bent on it. The airframe's bent. Oh, really? I knew they were there when I drove up. Oh, wow.
If we go over there, in that bad of condition to go, I'm gonna go around the car from there to the remember that, where we got one?
Yep. Because that was one of the first things. There's no runaway license. Everybody knows. I said, if he did his job and looked it up before he left, he would have known there's no lights. There'd be no reason to fly here.
Well, to make it worse, we talked to Johnny that day. Johnny said, if weather's not good, I'd wait for
Wow. Well, they definitely ain't gonna fix it now. I knew he was bringing it there for repair or maintenance or something.
Yeah, he was bringing it. He was bringing it for.
It's gonna be a penny pincher.
Either way, I need you to make that. Come back with that.
What do you think so far? This is a short meeting too, by the way.
This is short.
Yeah.
We tomorrow morning at 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had times we got out here at 10
Like I said,
o'clock at
Danielle's
night.
going to do it all because I actually be on the road tomorrow morning early, headed out. But she's got it. She's got everything down.
And Alice is gonna take minutes? You taking
Or
minutes?
they'll just watch it from the video.
We're gonna be open tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be here tomorrow too. What are these, mints?
Yeah, mints. That's what we put out on everybody's.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, Sean.
One down.
You get to do it.
Get a silver piece of
You're gonna have to move mountains to do it, though. But yeah, you got it.
And now you're gonna tow truck to move from the driveway.
Well, hopefully,
Sit in the boat like,
what you do.
now I'm gonna be here. Hopefully not another month. You're like, yeah.
Well, hopefully you get your tow fee out of the auction.
Yeah.
If not, surprised y'all don't already have a tow truck. Come on.
Blowing smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
I made it.
Every 2 miles, or another quarter.
Oh, I drove it there. Female.
Pick everything up.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of.
Dude,
I know what can
I
be picked
had
up
a
right now. Some stuff
2009
can't.
Silverado was my first truck. and
So I'm just
I drove it like I think all teenage
Doing
boys
that.
drive trucks these days. I just dogged on it. I was very.
I also need to grab my sheet from your office before I leave.
Okay.
Dogged on it. And I don't know, probably right at like 185 to 190,000 miles. It started to go out. Everything was going wrong. I put like $4,000 into this transmission work, some tuning stuff, just trying to get it to limp along. Like you said, it was making some awful noises. I go to trade it in. I pulled into the dealership, put it in neutral, and turned it off, and coasted into the dealership. So it wasn't making noise. I told them I wanted to trade it in. I didn't realize they were going to go test drive. They started
all
it up
we can do right now. So, but that's
Yeah.
what I usually do. Is on each item, I'll write
They
down.
paid me like
it was
$1,500
approved.
for
The vote was 4-0. Buckley made the motion and Warwick seconded. Because every motion you have to have a second, and then you can discuss, and then you can vote to approve or deny it. So they're back there discussing this, and then once they're done with that, then we can.
They'll come out, let us know on the voting, and then.
Yeah, no, so that we'll never know. So this is only between them and the lawyer. What they'll do is they'll come out and then they'll adjourn. And then we'll vote. So once they come out, as soon as they come back out, 5 minutes later, we're done. We're starting to clean up. But how long they stay back there?
We'll never know for sure.
The going up doesn't bother me. It's when you hit them and you drop that bothers me.
Colorado, we're flying across the mountains. I'm in the front seat, got my wife and kids in the back. This guy sucks his helicopter up sideways. I'm starting to go he sucks it up sideways. He drops it down in Grand Canyon. We got run you get above the water. We come out, he pulls it up sideways out of the mountain.
Yeah, helicopters are like motorcycles to me. I don't mess with them.
Best thing about a helicopter is you can auto rotate.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
If you got room to auto rotate.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter what happens up there. Bottom that collective and let that rotor spin in the updraft there just float you down.
Bob's got
Yeah, I think they got one on 34s, like the one from MASH.
Yeah, he's fly over and pick you up by plane. But anyway, him and Vicky were going over one day.
Well, that's a piston job. Yeah.
Oh, Vicky and Bob walked down almost 300 miles.
Have you blown the ball home?
Several times. A lot.
All right, come on.
I mean, Bob went crazy.
Latest, I think I've been here one day. It was almost 11:30.
Yep, he just lifted it off the ground and.
We had like 30 something, agenda items.
That was actually the first crack.
My mother said to just call her when I'm done here, so.
Y'all live close by?
Yeah, I only live like 5 minutes away.
Okay.
So, nothing too drastic. This got interesting to watch with the.
Tell her to watch. She can stare at the back of us.
It was interesting to see Councilman Terrell always going back and forth with whoever on the decisions. Back and forth. Mm-hmm. That was interesting to watch, but whenever it got real quiet and slow, that's like. I take it to sleep.
Solid from the liquid. Say, sometimes out there in Iraq, you can sit on the line. It's 120 degrees right there. In the shade. Yeah, depending on which way the wind's blowing, you got all that exhaust. That turbine is just blowing right back on you. It's just like just pick one. You know, lower than nose, please. This is change that.
There's another
Our parents are
I like watching them come over and retouch it and stuff.
On still, and I sat in and I flipped in and sweating bad. Golly! Oh man, that's cold! Oh jeez!
Yeah.
Well, I'm not coming back to eating good anymore.
See you now. Good work.
They leave the back door open because they have the tail gunner on there. That airflow, you know, because they get the side gunner, that airflow through there.
Yep.
They're like it was nice. It was much better.
It was in 2006, beginning of the year, a lot of the Army choppers, they were getting shot down over there. So that's when we started implementing the tail guns. And we would leave our range down too. We had put a 240 Golf on there. Best thing we ever did. Man, I love that weapon. God, entire week. I wish I had it. But, I mean, you're just flying around and you got 180 degree field of view. And you can stand up and walk this thing anywhere you want because it's all on one.
There's had like a grommet or something that they hooked in, like a rope or something into, and then hooked in to itself.
Oh yeah, you can stand on the edge of the ramp, straight down, 3,000 feet up in the air. I'm gonna roll and work on my You just didn't care, you know, whether your belt no sure. You trusted it 100%.
Yeah. If you like that that RPG was sitting by.
Yeah. In fact, my buddy took RPG to the back. He came in through the crew. This was the first invade when we first went into Fallujah, and they were coming in on final and landing. And came in through the corridor. He was in the observer window. He had his plates on. Hit him in the back. Ended up being a dud, but knocked him unconscious. It was crazy.
And you're definitely unusual attitudes and one of those.
Yeah.
You ever find that deer? Never came back? Never came back?
I did not? Wow.
I have a lot of pigs in my house.
You got it.
Tearing up my pasture.
You got the press?
My dad's borrowing it right now because he's trying to take care of some pregnant in his house.
Where do you live?
I live in St. Center County off of Brown Road, right there off of 3081. It goes into Montgomery County. Got 13 acres over there.
I have a place on 2518 road where my ranch is.
I butt up against
But I've also never seen a deer on it. 134 pounds.
They there.
Never seen a deer.
They there.
I butt up against the Foster Timber Company. They're 4,000 acres over there. So I got a lot of stuff coming off their property, because I got 1,000 feet next to them. I got stuff coming from timber company, but the pigs hadn't really been an issue until like probably 2 years ago. And then they just showed up out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on. Place, my parents had a place in Centerville, about 400 acres. You couldn't kill them fast enough. I mean, we were killing like, we were up there for extended weekends, we were killing 10, 15 a night. And we couldn't keep up. And you come back the next weekend, it's just like they multiply. Like, for every one pig, there's 7 more. They got gestation period like 3 months. Well, that's 3 years a year. The litters are 7 to 10 pigs a piece. So you really can't keep up. Some article, they're gonna start doing that warfarin thing again. They're trying to get the clearance to do it again, but they tried it like 2006. They stopped it.
There's a helicopter that lands at Liberty, flies it, imagine he knows it's
Yeah, they make it look, I had a couple friends go do this, it's like a party or something. They make it look so interesting, on the show and stuff, you know, I'm sure sometimes they make it interesting. They make it look like they're running 100 miles an hour, what they really do, they push them out into the field. They'll sit there and run those pigs in circles until they're nice and tired and they can't hardly run anymore. And then they lower down and actually start shooting. They're not going to let it loose. You get the footage of them running out, they'll sit there and run around.
Oh, and those were just, I put that link in there for that Facebook page. Those are just 2 additional just keep on.
in that email?
Yeah.
You and me, buddy.
Yeah, that's it.
She don't try, she will.
I'll take for the lunch here.
I just threw 2 additional words on there. Yes. So I think we've got 3 followers so far, which is more than last night. I think I don't know what's up to right now. It'll slowly build up. And then, like I said, I just took 2 initial photos. I couldn't get that one squeezed in. And now we can actually go in there, let's add, whatever you want, like 3 quarters or EWS for AWS number. No.
He's not.
See, yeah. Those on there, I put on ours the official.
You have the well,
the city of Cleveland. It's got the city of Cleveland website link to it.
You got the drilling log. What might need to happen is if we
and I know, like when I search for it on my phone, it pops right up. But it's not tied to my. I created Cleveland Higher Ward right there on Facebook account, and then they build a page off of that.
I don't know what that looks like.
And I typed in completely.
It is Cleveland Municipal Airport, right?
And when I typed it in all the way, it came up. It was like
down and pull the screens up to 800 feet instead of 800 feet.
When you do a regular search, it's just
Yeah, but, well, I understand that, but if you put
Your drawdown,
mine's because I've already liked it, because I've already followed it, so it comes up number 1 right now. But yeah, that is it. 6 followers. So I just took 2 basic pictures. I put the letter on there also. I try to get it as many places as I can, just so everybody knows.
Go down, right, you might have to pull the well up.
And like I said, now that's on there, we can actually vote or, whatever you want.
Think we have this,
Put this on there, stagnant area.
No, I'm just saying, we
And I'd start loading it up, taking some
can
pictures
find out,
of
if
it.
there is some more pop, we might be able to run some tests as well at a higher level.
But you get that picture, it's good to see.
Might get one for that. Ultimately, we just filter, we do the filters, they delete the well.
On there, I Googled, Cleveland Municipal Airport, this picture. No, it's from the
That's my hanger. No, not the one right there.
Okay.
That's my truck, that was, client.
So I felt this one kind of showed a little bit, everything, but it was just an additional thing, just so we can get it out there and get it started. And then, I was trying to make that smaller where it would fit completely inside that circle, but it wouldn't. It's cool. But now we can tailor it. It's built, now we can tailor it.
We just had two done. Oh, the elevator. Yeah. You're talking about the ground floor?
No, not yet.
The elevator.
The quote to me, all elevated at the same time. I'm supposed to have it by Monday.
Yeah.
And they emailed me today. For the inspection.
Y'all are finishing up and we will take that in a year.
And that's your, Aptil or something? That's your, one of
I got a guy here.
You're talking about the ground floor.
Ground storage tank, yard piping.
yeah.
Didn't they do the ground storage there?
But Trent, have you dealt with Trent yet?
They might have. Some of them don't.
So I've got him, he's got all of our financial, I sent him all of our financial information and everything like that. So we're first, all the, point of sales for the, credit cards will come to us.
Got the water tank, the ground tank.
That's 3 and 5.
It's got the welded, the welded feet and 12-inch.
On the
That's where I started. Those look like they were north.
I'm guessing it's gonna be about 380 gallons.
Those feet are 12-inch.
If we could do.
Where you gonna start it out at, 25
That's what, yeah.
And the one at, we'd still get two at 7 times. I don't want to take that out.
From there, we'll go.
So one booth ain't hurt nothing, that's like 100 gallons a day.
Hang out with Nora. She's one with the.
But they'll weld them, but half 100 gallons a day. Could get all these
Where she has, she has a 1-year program. Where she
Well,
takes people
oh,
in,
man.
And they do all kinds of volunteers, but they do a lot of for bring down the settings for events. So we really get her. Talk to her some more. So we're getting one is coming from her.
Yes.
Give these capabilities, so you really gonna be.
17-year-old, she finished her, college courses. And this is exactly what she was looking for is,
couple of days a week.
yes.
Improve all these development.
And then the other one,
You've already talked about that.
yes. So, she would left. But to bring her application in, I wanted to go, we pulled Lenore in to discuss her.
Get water out.
Oh, Scott knows her name's Faith. It's been really,
Now they're doing.
really, mature into the, regular like this. And then the other one, I've got. So,
Emergency.
start going through those Monday, and hopefully by next Friday, have one of them. Because when I go out there,
When you
with
get
twins,
into on the 26th also.
so I want to get them out there at least for the day that it's over. And if I got to stay the weekend with them to make sure they're up and running, ready to go for the next one.
Very good, that's what you got.
I got with before you see the email. So she finally sent me the email list.
3 days later, a little drip comes
I
out.
didn't get any information.
Sure,
You got it great.
I did.
I mean,
I
you
actually
Tell your phone number. Last meeting or 2 meetings ago, we were talking about
So I got to get.
pressure at one of the ends of the fire hydrant.
Yep, I gotta ask her about, I forgot to ask her about
It's not a concern.
with, Representative Bell, to figure out what's going on
Yep.
there.
Oh, she'll know.
Mhm.
As soon as you ask her, I bet she'll know.
Residual or?
Yeah, residual.
There was one other thing. Oh, I just.
Still stuff to your point.
Yeah. We've got 10 residuals, we got 10 and 15.
I'll call her. If it's their account and I need to create a new one, or if that one will be transferred to one.
I haven't checked those notes since we got the elevator.
Was that true? It may be fixed.
Tennessee?
No, we have the elevator. That was this year, so we have to take, when we test them this year.
Oh,
we'll find
yeah.
out.
Matter of fact, they're processing this week. So they just did the
Yeah,
permit.
like March.
That's a $60 permit. They paid
One
us.
time.
Well, so we should get.
Over about 3
on those probably.
We don't have that.
And we also should probably put them on.
Where's that?
Because they.
Yes, sir.
They,
Emergency services
They use
operation,
it when they want to-
programming, it's a cloud-based program,
Oh,
we
yeah.
write our reports and everything. That thing that,
I had 2 board members call and ask me that on my agenda.
that thing that we bring up on the deal that shows the pictures of the water and the
We gotta figure, we'll get it figured
GPS
out.
and everything.
We decided to just.
Nope. Can you? Yes. Does it?
Postpone that.
So this
Get
one,
this
one,
approved, what we wanna do, and then postpone that until.
We got to be out.
In January.
Software.
Let's go, we'll figure out what to do. You know, an idea.
I guess whoever can put the information on the board working on.
I wanted to kind of just.
Last year, we started GPS and all the high locations.
Go forward.
How much more effort would it take in coordination between y'all and public works?
Yeah.
To start shooting it
After we get
out?
through the, the first couple of months, get everything.
Yeah, I do think there's no problem.
How much more coordination would that take of time, work that needs to make all these valves?
Looking at it, on the federal surplus, or is that like, what do you call it?
Survey.
All we need was a new battery.
I assume you
Battery.
have a valve.
But it was getting.
Those batteries, grand on batteries.
Yeah. I get the
Well, it was
hydrants
gas.
now.
It
I'm
just
on
needed
the
a battery.
battery.
Initial price.
Because I'm sure you have it
That
now.
would've been.
Main valve somewhere, but how accurate is
You're
it?
gonna have to have
Have
We
it.
have to go, we will check.
That's a lot of area to be running around.
That's true, we have to go down there. I'm trying to get,
Hey, Daniel.
Yes, sir. Trying to get public management. Trying to get all of them, so they have this, we did a map before, updated the map, the lift station, and all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pieces at a time.
Basically, that was just the.
Update without discovering.
Correct, yeah.
In short.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. So, that's all it is for that one. Oh, no, that one. He needs to go to high density, but he needs to go to high density to do that. Yeah, there's no way he could do that.
I have that.
Yeah.
Already created somewhat of the GIS map for that. Water system's always.
Yeah, no, there's no way that needs to be approved. Yeah, we already talked about it, and Scott mentioned it too, we kind of went through it, I was like, yeah, there's no way, but he wants to have it, so let him have it. That's all I could do.
When you drive around,
Yeah.
you trip with Rob Ward,
but-
he was talking about the old guy that.
There's no way that will work, not for that amount. No.
It's not like it's 24.
Exactly. If it was something closer, then, but you're going from 9 to 25, it makes no sense.
So then Robert hangs it up.
I'm gonna put some in, I'm gonna put out
And we have something to give the next guy. But I'm trying to leave this city out of the family.
And that's what the building is. Talking about apartment complex that was built in the 70s, none of us were here. It is what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
I'll look into it.
Talking about you building houses in
Well, I have
23.
I have Robert looking or asking HR Green.
I know.
Their system, but they use, they're just
No, I can't hear that. No, I'm supposed to be talking to one of the, engineers. I told her how to meet with him.
Robert, when's your next EDC meeting? Monday night?
Monday night, so you know, it's for
Anything important?
we want to 24th of January. You sent me something also, but I don't know if it's. I'm trying to grant works,
get somebody.
I know.
Project, you have to keep do that every year.
All I gotta do is, one,
Property budget,
I guess I'm saying when we did the, stop. And he said,
So here's how grants work.
if they get a percentage, it's like land.
But if they, you know, there's something else. Right?
I'm gonna send it to them.
The council needs to approve going for grant administration. Meaning, they're gonna publish an ad, Grant Works, Langford, Waxman, all these people can submit any qualification. It comes back to council, they include one, and they fill out the application on behalf of the city. That's what needs to be happening. Y'all fill in your applications and stuff. Y'all acknowledge what several of them need to be in the application.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, yeah, I know. Different boards fill out. I've been dealing with grant work.
Especially if there's a shared cost.
Right.
So they deal with, you have to stand on the window.
Yeah. They decided not, they're gonna review the application.
I agree.
And they're going to handle.
And sometimes
all
they have
of
to
the
go back to
documents.
they come up here
They
and
got
they
us
come
to
here,
review
we
it,
did
design, all of the grant.
that's all.
That's about learn how to write
Hey, you turn it on.
A year into fixing issues with GLO.
I totally
A year
agree.
ago, if they would have just done it right first one.
Wow.
They got
We'll let it do it, seven.
They can always open it.
Yeah, door gonna be locked by the time
So
he
as
gets
soon
home.
as he,
Bag looks heavy, Mary
I can just keep blowing myself up.
okay, so now we're gonna wait, once he gets in here, all of them are in here, then I'll go ahead and transition it back. So there is a 30-second delay, about maybe 15-20-second delay. So we've got everybody in here,
Yeah, everybody's in.
and they're all sitting down.
And switch.
She's terrible. You're off the Christmas card list. You're not gonna get one now.
Okay. Okay, now we're gonna convene back into regular session. Let it be 8:32. Okay.
Okay? I'll make a motion that we oppose the DA annexation at 26-156 State Highway 321 in Cleveland. That is my motion. Okay?
I have a motion by Mr. Laura.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, I have a second by Mr. Terrell. Any other questions on that? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Laura, a second by Mr. Terrell. All those in favor? Okay, the motion carries 4-0. Okay? And let's adjourn and go home.